Yeah, man. Look at this thing. Look at this chiseled fucking Greek god here. He's stealing all our moms, and there's nothing we can do about it. Like, we should probably just give in and just send him our mother's addresses. I mean, it's only fair, I think. I really think that that's only fair for how good this album is going. And we got Young Dolph on the next track. I mean, come on, man. What more could you want? What we care about today is Mr. Young Gravy's Gasanova album, Gasanova, and I think we should probably just jump into it. But I think a little bit of an intro is due. Young Gravy is so goddamn interesting because I don't know. I feel like I found him through Baby No Money on SoundCloud at some point, but it really just the exponential growth ever since he teamed up with Republic Records, I believe, and the release of Mr. Clean, all the way into that Snow Cougar EP, and now you're finding yourself with his second album, his follow-up, I guess, to Sensational. And Sensational was released last year, and I believe that was on my top favorite albums of all of 2019, if not 2018. Regardless, that album was really, really goddamn good. And I'm just excited to see how he continues to just kind of push the envelope. His main single for this whole album was Yup, and that was like a very, very, very well done. It had Trevor Wallace in the music video, but that whole like Anchorman spinoff that he was going for, I loved it. And I think going forward, the smoothness of Young Gravy is all put on the back of one concept, and what that is it a spoof or is it not? And I've never really felt that way after a certain point. Like, once you hear Gravy Train the song, like, that is just a beautiful ballad, like remix of like some of the like best soul music you'll find. And I think if you can do that and while still talking about MILFs and just all the great nuances that come with Mr. Young Gravy, I think once you give in to those type of isms, if you will, you're hooked as a fan. But it's really on Young Gravy to just continue to make music that kind of transcends the memification of it all, if that makes sense. And that's no small task, like, not at all. We've seen so like Little Windex versus Young Gravy. Traplo Ross, honestly, he made one of the best breakdowns of Young Gravy's career. So if you haven't checked that video out, go check out Traplo Ross's channel, because that video really breaks it down. And in there, he references Little Windex, and he's like, there's a big difference between Little Windex and Young Gravy. And I think that's the best way to describe what I'm talking about. And as long as he just continues to just be true to himself and just authentically make this like smoothie, like, I don't know, just such a throwback to so many eras, but also sounding so new and appealing to so many like different generations, whether it's the personality or just like the fact that he's like 6'4" and just like wears a chain, and he's just smooth as fuck with his outfits as well. Mo agrees. Let's get the Mo cam up. We got the Mo cam going. Shout out to Mo. That's my pup. Definitely had to get her own camera because she's a little attention whore sometimes. We'll see what she's thinking about this Young Gravy album as well, as we continue on. And I think nevertheless, I think we should just check it out. And the first track is Always Saucy, featuring actually what screen am I going to? Let's get this shit going. Yeah, here we are. Always Saucy, Ski Mask the Slump God, Trippy the Kid. Trippy the Kid, man, you guys know I'm a big fan of Trippy the Kid. There's plenty of content where I'm just hyping him up. One video in particular, but let's just jump right into this. Always Saucy, Ski Mask the Slump God, Trippy the Kid, Young Gravy. Let's go. When I wake up, I go straight to the weed, man. I just need to smoke. Is to see Ski Mask teaming up with Young Gravy. It's like when we saw Little Baby on Alley Oop, I believe it was called, with Young Gravy. That's like the same amalgamation where you're like, yes, I love it when we have people who are concurrent in the class with Young Gravy. Like these guys have all kind of came up on SoundCloud together, quote unquote, or after the fact. But for them to acknowledge Young Gravy and be like, let's make some music together, it's like the perfect seal of approval. And not that Young Gravy needs it because he's doing his own thing, but when you see something like that come through and happen, you gotta take notice and you gotta appreciate it. What's up, Aiden in the chat? Yeah, you just listened to the full album and it's fire. Let's check this out. I'm on track number 1. Thank you for joining, and let's get into this bitch.
Barco, his white tea, we make red, thought he licked sorrow. Seats in the whip, same color, bone marrow. I smell it different. What you see in my damn anatomy? When I wake up, I go straight to the weed, man. I just in this mode.
So I wanna point out something real quick, because I'm pretty sure that this is actually a song that Trippie the Kid put out. You know, quote unquote, like, this is a completely different version. You got Ski Mask and Slump God on there. You got Young Gravy blessing the track. But if I'm not mistaken, if we actually click on this, it will be that same sample. Or maybe I'm crazy. Yeah. And I did take a peek at the track listing, and I thought it was a little interesting because I saw a Bobby Rap song on there called Bag of Chips, and that's like my favorite Bobby Rap song ever. So if Young Gravy's jumping on that and he's mixing it up and changing it up, I'm in for it. But I just wanted to point it out that it is smart for Young Gravy to kind of put on Trippie the Kid this way and be like, hey, this is a cool idea. This is kind of what I do. I can approve the sample with Republic Records. I could get Ski Mask the Slump God on this motherfucker, and we'll just blow this bitch up. You know what I mean? And that's fucking cool. Like, of any friend to do to anybody. What's up, Robert Miles in the chat? Thank you for tuning in, my friend.
Then I get up and go straight to the liquor store, bottle of water. I don't got much but love. Trippie got it, quit the drinking. When I wake up, I go straight to the weed, man.
Like, Trippie the Kid appreciation tweet, motherfuckers. God damn, take notice. Don't sleep on Trippie the Kid, please.
Then I get up and go straight to the liquor store, bottle of water.
Suckered in. We're ready to go. We got what? 14 tracks, my friends. Track number 2 is Martha Stewart. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in live. I do appreciate you. Aiden, Robert in the chat. What's up? How we doing? Martha Stewart, track number 2. Let's go.
Hey, slim thick, oh, that's my honey. Yeah, get the money. Shorty got the ass going dummy. Yeah. Pink on the
Do it.
Martha Stewart, keep a cougar. Martha Stewart, hey, gravy with your mama in the iced out. You could call me Chris Kringle. Can't nobody reach me, I'm the bottom. Hit me up to make they ass a jingle till it ain't.
Bro, who can do this? Let's be honest. Let's take a second. Let's just take a roll call real quick. Who can name drop the Wiggles, Olive Garden, Jack Kringle, like, or Chris Kringle? Who the fuck? Like, come on, man. And still make it sound consistently like not as corny as it should be. Nobody. And it's such a great mastermind. I fucking appreciate Young Gravy, and that's why we're here today.
Sing, man, I fuck.
Fuck yeah, nobody else, Aiden. Nobody else, man.
Martha Stewart.
That was track number 2, Martha Stewart. Up next is Bag of Chips featuring Bobby Raps, track number 3. But like I said, this is like my favorite Bobby Rap song ever, pretty much. So I'm kind of excited to see Young Gravy incorporate it. And what I'm kind of interested in is like what the whole thought process behind that is. Bobby Raps put this song out on an album called Weird Little World. I think we can kind of just like look it up as I talk about it. But at some point, Young Gravy's listening to this. And the song has the most fire hook ever, bro. Like, oh no, that's not what I needed to type. Oh no, guys. But his like the hook is like, oh yeah, that's your girl sucking dick for a bag of chips. Like, and it's just like the hardest fucking bass hitting. And this album is my favorite album of last year, of 2018 maybe. I don't even know what time is anymore. Do you know what I mean, guys? 2020 is weird to where I'm saying 2 years is 1 year and 1 year is 6 months ago. It's fucked up, man. This is one of the best albums ever, though. If you want to go check that out, please do. Bobby Rap's Weird Little World. Track number 6 is Bag of Chips. Great fucking song. But yeah, let's fucking check it out, man. Sorry, man. I'm talking a lot, Aiden and Robert. Anyone else in the chat, appreciate you. But yeah, that's what we do here. We break down songs and we talk about it a lot. But we're jumping into the music right now. Bag of Chips, Bobby Raps, Young Gravy. Let's get into it.
Caviar kilo. Dehydrated bitches, nah, I don't need a
Nah. We gotta rewind because I wasn't expecting Young Gravy to come in so quickly and just switch the song up already. This is a full-on remix. Let's get into it, man. Woo! That was hard.
Burrito.
Woo!
Like a cigarello, I mean lit.
Dude, I didn't expect Young Gravy to actually like drop those hard ass bars like this, man, over this beat. But you got to over this beat, like Robert just shouted out in the chat. This beat, man, this beat is fire. Bobby Raps is one of my favorite producers, just ever in the SoundCloud game. And as we continue to see, like the Kid Leroy just took a song, or not took a song, but just like basically put himself on a Bobby Raps and Corbin song and put it out on his album. They're taking notice in the industry, and it's cool to see people kind of reincorporate or remix and get more notice to Bobby Raps, Corbin, and everybody from that like OG SoundCloud era. Anything you can do to get more eyes on that. But Bobby Raps is a producer. Bobby Raps is a rapper, music maker, is unstoppable. Just look up his credits. It's crazy how many people he's actually worked with. The Weeknd. It goes on and on and on.
I'ma switch the beats like a flip. Yeah, don't give me no lip. But I didn't do a dish, and I watched him try to diss, but I'm way too fucking crisp. Why? Cause
one of my favorite lines is like, water on my wrist and I ain't do a dish. Like, for some reason, that always cracks me up.
I got water on my wrist, but I didn't do a dish, and I watched him try to dish. That's your host, he sucking dick for a bag of chip.
God damn, if I wasn't on stream right now, we'd definitely be replaying that motherfucker, because that was insane. That like, just knowing, again, that being like a separate Bobby Rap song that was released 2 years ago on one of my favorite albums ever, to have like Young Gravy just come in and remix that shit to fucking hell. The way they were playing off each other, man. I love it. I love it. Holy shit. What do y'all think about this album? The album cover, Robert just shouted that out in the chat. Yeah, man. Look at this thing. Look at this chiseled fucking Greek god here. He's stealing all our moms, and there's nothing we can do about it. Like, we should probably just give in and just send him our mother's addresses. I mean, it's only fair, I think. I really think that that's only fair for how good this album is going. And we got Young Dolph on the next track. I mean, come on, man. What more could you want? This is called Steve Austin, featuring Young Dolph. Track number 4.
Jason Rich, baby. Got a phantom cause I always wanted one. Picked a magazine, do this shit. You her oldest son, for real though. Before rap, I smoke out a bone. Stop. Got naked pictures of your bitch in my cell phone.
Damn, Young Dolph. Why'd you have to do me in the chat like that? Why'd you have to steal our girls, man? You and Young Gravy. Gravy stealing our moms. Dolph stealing our girls. This is unacceptable. We got to stand up to them. Don't send them your addresses. I take everything back. That was a bad plan, and we're going to regroup on another stream, and we're going to figure out our attack plan. But tonight, we're just going to continue on with this album and act like he didn't threaten to take our women. That's the only thing we can really do at this point. So, yeah. Don't if you guys sent the addresses, just if it's Instagram, just hit unsent. You know, it's like me at 3 a.m. trying to hit on a girl, and you just no. By 4 a.m. I unsent it because I have no courage. Sorry, track number 5. Oops, Young Gravy. Let's get into it.
Tracy with the Honda? Shit. Well,
Oops, baby, fuck up on your bitch like oopsie daisy. Never knew that was cheeks. And I'm happy she's a freak. I be clapping every week. My neck, my clap, then I'm on the back, dope. Little Pillsbury, I stack, dope. Walking with a limp like a crack hoe. Yeah, I said, oops, baby, fuck up on your bitch like oopsie daisy. Never knew that was.
You know, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure at the start of this whole song, but the way he ties just fine fucking bows at the top of all these wonderful gifts of songs, man. God damn, Young Gravy.
Yo, boo, baby, hit her 5 times in the coupe, Mercedes, whoopsie, baby, oops, baby, baby, hit my bitch, yeah, whoopsie, tip boozy, baby, yeah, I said, oops, baby, fuck ladies, whoopsie, yeah, oops, baby, baby, hit my bitch, yeah,
This album is so goddamn fun, and you're telling me that the next song that we get to enjoy is one of the best music videos of the year, at least the most fun music video of the year for sure. We got Yep up next. That was Oops. And Oops, that was definitely like this EDM trap heavy beat. But he was solo on that thing, and the way that he was like having like this fun ass time with Bobby Raps and Young Dolph on the previous tracks, and the way that he's still able to like maintain like a full ass song that is like one switching flows, doing different things, has this crazy fucking like just melodic sound on like the beat selection. And melodic is kind of weird when it's just like boom boom, but I'm telling you, like the ear for beats that Young Gravy has, I don't understand how he can listen to him and be like, no, we're gonna make this like smooth, jazzy, catchy song to it. And he kind of does it every single time. And he's batting 100 on this album for damn sure.
Yup, she said, yup, I said, yup, I did it, baby. And if that girl could clip her seatbelt on the first try,
like those horns. Like, are you fucking kidding me, man? Not only does the beat switch, but the horns switch the whole thing up, man. And he just goes with it every time.
I said, yup, I pull up, I clap, yup. And if that girl could clip her seatbelt, pull up with a plethora of women. Oh, then I be like, yup, ooh, that's how I be living.
You know, he really could have done any of those first couple tracks as a single, but I appreciate this one being like the one where you're gonna put a whole music video to. Again, just like that whole like the switch up with the horns and like the salsa flair that you're getting in there, man. Like, it's unrivaled. It's unrivaled. If you are tuning in live, I do appreciate you. We got Robert, Aiden, go hard in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Anyone out there, if you are watching, if you can, go ahead and hit the like button. That would be appreciated. That does allow the algorithm to do its thing. YouTube's a fucked up platform, and they hate us. So anything that we can do to just stab them right in the jaw, we can do that with the like button. And I think together we will stab YouTube in the jaw multiple times tonight. Next up is Whole Foods featuring Baby No Money. Let's get into it.
You telling me that ain't me?
So you're telling me this album was this good without a Baby No Money feature up until this point? Like, we're just gonna keep hitting. I'm telling you, batting 100 this whole album. So far, so good. Let's keep it up.
Sheesh.
Baby, no money.
All them freaky hoes shop at Whole Foods. Baby, let me pay for your tofu. Baby, let me pay for your tofu. Let's have a fucking baby at the grocery store.
Let's have a fucking baby at the grocery store. Best way to end your songs. And every single song like that. Whenever you want, feel free. Do it. Robert in the chat just said Gravy's husky voice. Husky is the best possible way to describe Young Gravy's voice. Thank you for saying that. And Baby No Money smoothness is fire. Honestly, man, there's some songs of theirs that like Baby Gravy 2 didn't do it for me, but them as like a duo has been like some of the most fruitful experiences we could have in just like the music industry. You don't see like Gunna and Lil Baby were doing that thing for a little bit, but like Young Gravy and Baby No Money really are starting to like surpass them, in my opinion, as like the two people who always collab together no matter what, and they have each other's backs and they just make the most fucking fire. And you know, maybe like Drake and Future, but like it's not the same at all. It's not the same at all. I agree with you, man. Husky voice. That's the best way to fucking describe it, dude. 100%. Next up, we got the next single, or the I guess the second single on this album, which is Gas Money. I heard that song by itself, and it didn't hit at all how it hits like with the rest of the album in context, and that's the most important thing with these singles, man. You can have a hot single, but I always judge y'all asses on how it plays in context with the rest of the album. I love albums. I'm a sucker for this album. Like, a sucker for this album for sure, but just in general, if you go like through the history of this channel, I just started reviewing albums, and that was just how it started. Now I try to do a little bit different and try to, you know, incorporate a little bit, but I do like to come on live and give you all my live review or reaction or whatever it is. But it's always important. If an album is good, then I appreciate the artist so much more, rather than them just having a couple hot singles. Always, 1000%. And Young Gravy, sensational. Young Gravy with this album, man. Gasolina, man.
Wake up in the early morning, count some paper, group chat with all my thickies, come through later.
And before y'all say, Garrett, this album's called Gasanova, I'm just saying it's Gasolina.
Call up all my dogs and my dentist and my neighbors. Call up, got thick ass, bust it out, hit the flow, pass the loud, pass it around. Nothing like a good old party at my mama's house. Clean up, everybody clean up. I'm just playing, baby. Hey.
He just quoted Barney. He just quoted Barney, bro. Respect.
It's like this house, mama rolling big ass blunts. We gon' pass it around. No.
All right. So I'm pretty sure that's like the worst song on the album, but it's still so fun, and you're still enjoying the fuck out of yourself, man. You can't. And like. Like, it sounds like you're in church, man. It's beautiful. It really is. But like this type of song where I'm saying it's the worst song on the album, I just mean that like it falls into that territory where you're creeping a line on this album continuously. Where is it corny? Is it corny? Or like Aiden's saying, is it just funny and a good song? And that line that you're always toting, like you can go into Weird Al Yankovic very quickly. And he never really does. In this song, he doesn't go to Weird Al. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that that's worst case scenario. And if this is the worst example that I've heard on this entire album, then we're still in a beautiful, beautiful place. And that just shows how goddamn lucky we are to have Young Gravy. Because Young Gravy's not going to just put out a bunch of so party at my mama house songs. No, he's going to riddle his album with 8 straight bangers and then say, I'm going to throw a party at my mama's house just to have some fun. I'm going to quote Barney real quick. I'm going to do some weird shit. I'm going to get this gospel backup singers to have my back on this one. But by the time that happens on this album, you appreciate everything that has happened already so much more that, you know, you can be okay with it. We can have some fun because he's earned your time. But if Party at My Mama's House was number 2 on the track list, I'd be scared for my fucking life. Because I'd be like, no, man, I want you to fucking come through and do it. Just like you did on Sensational, just like you're doing on Gasanova. But I'm just throwing that out there. We can look at Party at Mama's House in this certain light because of how good this album has been leading into this point. And it's all about perspective. But if all we got was Party at My Mama's House, I don't know where this album reaction would go. I really don't. Next up is Drip on My Dresser, featuring Chief Keef. Let's jump into it. What is that, a piccolo? A fucking recorder? I love it, man. I love it. Young Gravy is fearless. He's fucking fearless, man. You tell him he can't, he will.
Dip, baby. I'm out here with my dog fucking Sosa, baby. Tell him what it is.
I swear, Chief Keef could spit that same fucking verse on like a different, more harder sounding track, and it wouldn't sound as funny. But for whatever reason, when he says, I got the same car as Bruce Wayne, after hearing all these funny ass fucking just punchlines from Young Gravy himself, there's just something about that atmosphere. Chief Keef probably has a good ass sense of humor, just based on like his ability to still exist and like just kind of still exist as this prolific ass feature that you can achieve in the rap industry. That was fun, man. I love Chief Keef, man. Especially like ever since he went into this more like singing in, took the auto-tune to a different style. Yeah, that worked so well. So well. Next up we got track number 11, Miami Ice. Bro, his steez on this shit is unreal. like this song in particular, like the way you say Miami and Ireland, let's go.
South Miami, hootenanny. Got the fanny, she deserve a Grammy. Looking for a brandy, getting sandy, and I'm smiling. South Miami, hootenanny. I ain't got a flex, baby, you know what I'm getting. 2 new hoes, a 7 and 11 new coupe, new. Get the loot tax haven as heaven. Now we get the fountain blue.
Honestly, guys, this might be the best song on the fucking album. And I think it's trumps like any of those earlier tracks because it's just him. Just what the fuck, dude? I did not know that Young Gravy could make a song that could like kind of feature on like those like heavy in popularity like playlists, like what are they called, like Rap Caviar and shit. Like you could throw this in there at like 16 and people would be like, who the fuck is this? And then they'd see the name Young Gravy and their minds would be shook. This is one of those songs that transgresses anything that the pocket niche group of people who are just going to listen to whatever Young Gravy does, like us, like the people in the chat, like me. This transgresses that. And that's not easy to do again, man. Like what this guy does is not easy to do. We can't just go into a booth and just make a fire ass song. Maybe it really does just come out that natural and just bleeds the fuck out of him, but nah. And this thing only has a 640 views right now. What the fuck is going on? Because Miami Ice. Nah, this needs to have a music video and this needs to blow up because I think it could.
And cranny, I ain't got a flex, baby, you know what I'm getting. 2 new hoes, a 7.
So the producer on that one says it was Diamond Pistols, but we can check out the Genius like breakdown of who's like producing and shit at the end of the stream. We can do that because I am interested as well. Next up is Swimming Lessons, track number 12 to 11. It's a part-time job, everyone. Swimming in ass. It's a part-time job. Take it fucking serious. Like Young Gravy. This. All I speak is ass. Ass. Woo. You know, this song, if again, this kind of falls in that party at mama's house kind of vibe where we're like, hey, if this was like the lead off single, we can't stand for this. But he's speaking facts and he's giving us real ass swimming lessons here. All I speak is ass. And I believe Aiden in the chat just said one of the lines was, hit her with that dick, make her sing like Stevie Nicks. Like no one can say that except for Young Gravy, and that's why we love him. That's why we appreciate him, and that's why he's making that side hustle, just swimming in ass, and he's trying to give us the lessons, and we're not listening. We're just laughing at him, not taking him serious. Aiden, Robert, talking to y'all in the chat, everybody else out there, we need to take this serious. He's trying to give us swimming lessons to get deep in that ass as a part-time gig, and we're just over here making jokes, quoting him, not taking it serious. But little did we know, Lil Gravy was out here, or Young Gravy was out here, giving us a little bit of game, you know. Despicable, guys. We need to do better, me included. Next up, track number 13, we got Jack Money Bean featuring Baby No Money. And Baby No Money has an album dropping next week, I believe, so I'm definitely going to be doing one of these again. So if you want to tune in Thursday, let's do it. I'm sorry, guys, but Splash Like I'm Gyarados is one of the fucking hardest lines ever. Like, back in the day, if y'all didn't know the grind of evolving a Magikarp, let me just tell you right now. So Magikarp, he only knew Splash up until level 15. Then he learned Tackle. That shit sucked. It wasn't fun. But by the time he got to level 25, I think it was, or maybe 20, he learns Tackle, and then 25 he evolves. 25 for sure he evolves. You have a Gyarados that just knows Tackle, Splash, and fucking Rage. So splashing like a Gyarados is some pussy ass shit because a Gyarados is an intimidating ass Pokemon, but Splash is the worst move in the game. I'm explaining this line because I love Pokemon and I'll do it any day. I'll explain Pokemon to you any day. This is really just a Pokemon stream. I got y'all. I'm going to change the title right now. Y'all ain't ready for it. Nah, but I have to appreciate that line and shout it out. Back to the song. And there's a lot of content on this channel for Baby No Money if you want to go check that out. But man, the way this album starts is that like you could put out a fantastic rap song, but if it isn't in the vein of Always Saucy through Gas Money, like I don't know. It's just not the same. It's just not the shit that you really want to listen to is in that front latter half or earlier half. Final track number 14, Young Gravy, Chief Keef, Y2K, Tampa Bay Bust Down. Let's get into it.
Busted out the Chevrolet, going fishing for your bitch, and we gon' hit Mary Poppin'. Since I got guap, these bitches can't tell me nothing. Girl, I'm not.
One of my favorite, I forgot, but one of my favorite fucking comments in all of YouTube is racism is officially over. We're gonna kill racism as soon as possible, but I don't know if this song is the one that does it. But if it is, I'm down. Let's go. Fuck racism. And that, my friends, that my listeners, my chat, my homies, my real ones tuning in, that was Gasanova. Damn. I don't know. You know, we have Daddy Santa in the chat, and he's throwing out. He said Gasanova or sensational, and that's a really good question to ask at this point, because I'm feeling like Gasanova may have actually on first listen gotten that first place slot, but I think it's has to do with what a lot of people in the chat are saying right now is the production on this album is some of like, it's not as on the nose as Sensational is. Where Sensational, it really showed us what the label could do for Young Gravy as far as like clearing a lot of samples, allowing him to like fully reach his creative side and not have to worry about like, oh, can I release this with like a sample of Mr. Snowman or whatever it is, or Mr. Sandman. But you know, there's a lot of things that Young Gravy could creatively be restricted if he's not on a label like he is, and I don't think we're gonna get a Gasanova without that. But Gasanova's show, or even Sensational, we're not gonna get either of these albums without the label's involvement. But what Gasanova does is it takes that concept of saying like, hey, let's remix a lot of these older sounding sounds and like, let's put them into these like hard 808 hitting production. What Gasanova does is it really shows him implementing those styles into other genres, where we're going into like salsa on Yup, we're going into like harder EDM styles on, I don't even remember, Oops, I think it was. And then just the way that he was able to like perform on Always Saucy, remix Bag of Chips, like those, as I showed, like these songs have existed on SoundCloud by different artists that are featured on those songs. And the way that he's able to like take them and incorporate them, clear the samples, and just put it out on a streaming service, whereas the songs before it only existed on YouTube or SoundCloud, like you cannot deny what he just did on Gasanova. And as far as Snow Cougar EP goes, Snow Cougar's great, man. Snow Cougar's great, but I don't know. Gasanova is like the first time where I feel like it's completely his. It's not like shit that he made before and they're trying to clear it for him. Like this is completely on his own. Like this is the first time too where I feel like we didn't get an album where we've heard a decent amount of tracks on it. I mean, we've heard what, Yup, Jack Money Bean, and Tampa Bay Bust Down. And then if you're familiar with Bobby Raps or Trippy the Kid, then you've heard Always Saucy and Bag of Chips, but not in these forms. So that's a tough one, and I'll continue to kind of mull it over in my head. But as far as a first listen goes, I think you have to give it to Gasanova as far as Young Gravy's only improving in his discography. Young Gravy's only continuing to like show the old styles of Gravy, the new styles of Gravy, and kind of giving us even newer styles of Gravy. It's kind of insane. And I think as people take notice, like, he's going to only be more and more comfortable as far as being able to, like, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like if, like, Fleetwood Mac hears Young Gravy's music and is like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, the amount of stuff that Fleetwood Mac could, like, give to Young Gravy to, like, experiment with, or maybe even have, like, a collaboration of, so I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but I'm just saying that, like, as the music industry takes notice to Young Gravy, and as he continues to make great projects like this, like, and it's not so much the memification of, like, I'm gonna fuck your mom, but also doing enough of that to where you're like, if you're an old Gravy fan and that's what you're looking for, you still got it, but the package and the delivery is a great album, and it musically is creative, continues to just kind of push the needle, like, further and further beyond what we were really thinking. I'm checking out the chat right now. I'm liking this lyricism, maybe the best lyrics as well. Yeah, 100%, man. Like, these lyrics were the perfect amount of funny, but he had flows, man. Like, Miami Ice, Bag of Chips, the way he's going on those, you're like, dude, I didn't say anything. Like, why are you coming at me this hard? But I don't know. That's just what it is. Yeah, and Ski Mask the fucking Slump God is on this thing. And Young Dolph. Like, what more could you ask for, man? He's saying in the chat, saying this whole album is a whole ass positive vibe carnival. Exactly, bro. Gravy's just throwing carnivals for us, bro. And we're all here to just enjoy it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna play a little bit of Always Saucy on the way out. No, I won't, because my internet's gonna block me. They're saying, Garrett, Always Saucy is just too raunchy for your viewing, and we're saving you. But I disagree. Go stream. Nah, here we are. Go stream Always Saucy. I really do appreciate everybody who did tune into the live stream. Take care of yourselves and your family. That is all. You beautiful folks.